madness. These streak of strikes, it's all down to good fortune. You kidding?
That was a fantastic shot from our camera at the side of the lane there. Picked up Paul's track of his ball. Watched it hook up nicely into the 1-2 pocket.
Don't go trying to suck up to our camera, guys. Come on, you called Paul more lucky, and you know you've got to eat your words.
That was just a tongue-in-cheek remark. Having said that, Wim is working now on 3 in a row. Let's see if he can get lucky and go 4.
Yeah, come on, Wim. Let's see if you can keep this going. And he does. Good to see. Wim is not going to be sneaking out the back door on this one, which is nice. He's got his game back together and he's got a chance to put up a pretty decent score.
Well, beaten to a pulp in game 1. He made the ball change late in the game, got some reaction, and is now seems to be carrying everything. Look at that, it's not a bad score sheet. 4 out of 5.
Masters, Moore against Van der Veen. This is the 6th frame of game 2. Moore ahead as we join our commentary team of Cass Edwards and Nick Hawley.
Paul, meanwhile, just ticks away. Another extremely lucky strike from Paul.
Another great shot from the local man. The European #1 for 3 years now. Member of the Weber Cup team, Team Europe. Showing exactly what his professional status has shown us he can do. He almost looks quite surprised himself, doesn't he? Oh, just another 5 in a row. Come on, 6 in a row. How far can he go? The thing is now, if Wim can have a good second game, he'll go out of this tournament at least sort of satisfied that he's finished on a high. I mean, it's a real doing over job, isn't it? Well roughed up by Paul Moore, unfortunately. But let's see what the good guy can do.
Well, as you say, Cass, the match was over at the halfway point, so these two fellows are just putting on an exhibition of strikes now. Paul has 6 in a row, but Wim, after an 8 spare, has racked up 5 in a row. That's no shabby card from the Dutchman, and it's good to see because, you know, his heart must have been in his boots, and that's a long way for that heart to travel with Wim at the halfway point. But to pull himself back together with a card like that is very, very impressive, and I think it's a testament to why he's here, why he got this invitation. He is a world-class bowler, and we're seeing just why here in game 2.
There is a potential outcome here of Paul Moore shooting 300 and Wim van der Veen shooting 280.
Well,
wishful thinking, maybe.
That's probably killed Paul's 300, hasn't it? Yeah, there you go. Brilliant.
Oops.
That's the old rule. As soon as you mention the possibility of the 300 perfect game, that's the end of it. And Cass is the guilty man this time. It's usually me.
Yes, hands up, I'm afraid. Also hands up, Wim could actually score 290, not 280. Strikes are getting to my calculator's overheating.
Yeah, I wonder what that spell was.
Open frame for Paul Moore. What's going wrong here?
That's the first one of the match for him, and very, very tough spare to make. But Paul can probably open frame out from here and still win. I mean, the strike to spare ratio is absolutely phenomenal.
15, 2 and 1. Impressive figures. Paul's almost looking a bit concerned at those scores, isn't he?
Well, I guess when you've bowled as brilliantly as Paul has here, an open frame's just going to niggle you a little bit. When you set yourself high standards, you don't want to drop even with the match won. Now, what's Wim up to? I thought he'd just want to get this over with and get out of town as fast as he could. But taking his time here.
Yeah, looks as though he's hanging out, some washing hanging out to dry there.
Cool, that's a long pan up for our camera guys. 7'1" of Wim van der Veen.
Well, how about that? A 6-pack for Wim. Great bowling.
Does he take the lead in this second leg? I think he does.
Yeah, he's ahead in this game. Oh, some body language from the big man as well.
Yeah, the 2 opens and a few 9 spares in that first game really torpedoed his chances early. It was done and dusted through 7 frames when he had a couple of opens and I think 4 9 spares as well. There was no way back, but really good to see what Wim has done since. And Paul will be looking to get back on strike here. And just avoids the 7-10.
Yeah, just leaves himself the 7-pin standing in the corner. Perhaps he's going to set himself up for some spare practice in the last few frames.
The one thing all 16 of the bowlers in this competition, Cass, have in common is that they set exceptionally high standards for themselves, and it's going to niggle Paul if he doesn't finish off this match with a couple of strikes.
And that was closer than he wanted as well.
It certainly was. He'll just be giving himself a little boot up the backside here, I think, Paul. Look at that. Hung on and hung on, didn't it?
It's off the lane, isn't it? How did that one take away?
Stuck a hand out as it went past to knock that pin over.
Not a bad scorecard. Just a little glitch there after the halfway stage, but he'll be happy with that.
And he's still on course to be the first bowler to crack the 500 aggregate in this year's competition. 491 is the highest so far. Alex Liu of Malaysia clocked that one up in round 1.
And in the second game, Wim is showing some of the form that he showed earlier the year when he finished 4th in the Irish Open, which is one of the events on the European Ranking Tour. Just showing that he has got what it takes.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah, again, not far away from the pocket, just a fraction high. There's that 6 in the 8 pin. Split for the left-handers. It's Maker, he's got to hit that 6 pin on the right-hand side very lightly and chip it across, but odds are on that it's going to be an open frame. Gave it a go. Absolutely gave it a go.
So Wim's streak ends at 6, just as Paul's did. 6 then an open.
Striking out, he's going to have 430, which is 215 average over the 2 games, which is, no, they're not bad numbers.
Especially in the context of a 174 to open up with. A phenomenal turnaround. Paul has gone for that wider line again, and it's always worked for him.
Well, hit him thin, make him spin. He's just hit the head pin, but the ball's got so much rotation on it. Really has set off that chain reaction. Watch this one, really wide. Comes roaring back and just makes that head pin. Flies right across the deck.
So we can look forward to that England-Germany grudge match in the semi-final. Not there's going to be much of a grudge there. Jens Nicol will only kill you with kindness, and you can't imagine Paul getting into a war of words with anybody either.
Foundation frame for Van der Veen. And rips the 7-pin hard 7 in the corner there.
Which is a shame, because he was leading in this second leg, which would have given him a little measure of pride. He's going to slip behind Paul now again.
Well, he's gone through the 200 barrier. He's had 6 in a row, so he did find his A game for a while. Was unfortunate just to leave that 7-pin standing there. Gimmick ball takes the spare away.